Hello, everyone. Meteorologist Mike Avery, Delmarva Forecast here on January the 22nd, and we've had a very warm day across the peninsula today, with all of us still in the 40s, all around the 40s right now. However, that's not going to last long as we're waiting for this cold front to make its way through the peninsula, and it will be dropping our temperatures here for tomorrow. Will only be a high in the mid to low 40s here tomorrow, with tomorrow night temperatures dropping down into the teens. And because of that really cold air coming through, we have a cold weather advisory in effect for tomorrow night, because like I said, we will be seeing temperatures drop down into the teens tomorrow night, and Saturday is not going to warm out of freezing, all before this large system makes its way into the region here on overnight Saturday night. Now, the Euro is still having a bit of fun underestimating this high. You see, it actually didn't draw the center of pressure in itself. I had to put it in for it. It's still, I believe, underestimating it. The GFS is actually bringing it a little bit farther south. You see, the Euro still has a center of pressure basically right over top of the region, while the GFS actually brings it out a little bit farther into the ocean. And the position of this high, you probably notice, is very key, because it is going to determine how much rain we get versus how much ice we get. And ice is a very big deal. This is what causes the most damage to power lines and trees, and if enough falls, could even be at some houses. So this is something very concerning, very interesting to keep an eye on, and makes this forecast very tricky. Let me show you exactly how tricky it is. I've showed you this a couple of times before. This is what's called the ensemble. Every time a model runs, it actually runs multiple times with slightly different starting parameters, and all of those together is what we call our ensemble. All of these individual numbers are each one of the members, where each one of the members actually says that that center of pressure is going to be. And you see, we have quite the spread on the Euro ensemble. Plenty actually do seem to say that it's going to be fairly close to the peninsula, but we do have a bunch of plenty of outliers out to the west. Let's pull up the GFS, our current the our National Weather Services model, and we have a very large spread here with the GFS. And let's see if the AI, Euro's AI, agrees. Timing is obviously a little bit different, and an extremely large spread here on the AI as well. Once again, this makes the forecast very tricky, and just to emphasize how tricky, I'm only going to pull up just the snowfall predictions, and you see between the Euro with its very close center of pressure, we only get 6 inches of snowfall, versus the GFS with pulling that center of pressure out into the ocean a bit more. We've got areas seeing a foot of snowfall. So very large spread right now in the model predictions, especially with how close we are. This makes us a very tricky forecast, and I'm still going to hold off on putting out a specific snowfall update here, snowfall graphic for you yet, just because of how much of a spread we've got. However, I'm still going to give you the general forecast. Snow will begin to fall overnight Saturday night, and we'll continue to see snowfall throughout the night Saturday night into Sunday morning. Sunday afternoon into the evening, we'll start to see snowfall transition on over to some freezing rain and sleet, especially in southern portions of the peninsula, and that's will be making its way up northward throughout the evening, and especially in areas, most likely Virginia, will see transition on over to rainfall. As we head on back into the overnight hours Sunday night, that freezing line will make its way back south, especially as the low pressure center makes its way up north, and we'll see a transition on back over to snow before everything it becomes snow. By the time you wake up Monday morning, we'll see a little bit of light snow in the early morning hours Monday morning. We will be left with a bit of a cold breeze here on Monday and a very cold air mass to start off the week next week. You see, we're not getting out of the 30s at all next week, just up to the upper 30s here on Wednesday. I am keeping an eye on a possible new smaller system making its way through the region mid to late next week. Still working on hammering down the details on that, but I will let you know more about that as we head on into next week.